Hey, cheers from Matt over at Antique Toys. We're going to take a look at Kenton toys, Jones and Bixler toys. We're going to touch on 1915 era all the way up to the 1930s era. So stay tuned. Okay, so notice the slight teeny bit difference. We have a toy that seems minuscule, but it sits here at 4.5 inches. And then we jump to a toy that's pushing 15 inches. And again, I mean, this is our theme of cast iron. You got a little bit of length difference, a little bit of length difference, and there's a massive amount of metal, or a little bit of length distance and a fairly large amount of length distance. But we go from like 7 ounces to about 5 pounds. It's insane. So we wanted to do the flight, and we're going to go ahead and start. This is a Kenton with the vertical slots. I believe we're closer to 1938, 39, 40. It's a late Kenton fire pumper, fire engine, and it's a gorgeous toy. Quite a rare toy. That's 30s, late 30s. Like 35, 36, we had these beautiful nickel grills. And again, nickel grill tends to be the late era within the world of cast iron. Usually they put the tinsel on the Christmas tree, the pretty stuff, late, mid 30s to late 30s. A company like Kilgore did it, I think it would be 33. So nickel grill, 30s toy right here. Beautiful casting with these fine lines, beautiful person. And we get these small guys, and then all of a sudden we look at this beast. This is Jones and Bixler, designed most likely, co-sold with Kenton Toys. And they really had some gorgeous bits and pieces to it. These, I believe they're valve handles, and these vertical cuts in the cowl. Good looking toy. They have like fleur-de-lis floral designs throughout, and on the sides they even have gauges, pressure gauges. So you get that guy, and then more towards the early 20s, if not starting right around 1919, you get these extremely long cowl designs. The big version, the medium version, small. Solid disc wheels. These are things that tended to be more early 20s. The disc wheels has a nice little, it almost looks like a Smurf hat. Smurf hat there, I think it has to do with union versus volunteer. And I'm guessing this is more volunteer. Good looking toy, good looking toy. So those are Kenton. We covered the J and B. Then later, you get kind of a cut in the cowl, and this guy ends up being probably about 1924 or so. You start to get a little more detailing with the yellow inset. I believe that's a really gorgeous ad. It is in the same era as this slightly larger version. So again, you can kind of see some variations. Kenton, these are both Kentons. Then you step up a bit more towards the 30s. I call this a double pumper. It's 2 pistons. Bug-eye headlights, and these cowl vents are really kind of cool. You got lanterns, fire extinguishers, toolboxes cast in. And again, this would be probably designed about 1928-29. And both of these toys were quite popular with the boys. And I think they reached from 28s to maybe early 30s. You can see how the rubber wheels helped on wooden floors to not scratch them up. These are solid tires that look like rubber, but they're solid steel. Again, slightly different variations, but with these cowls, this would be more of the mid-size. This would be the extra large size. Great toys. And then We'll leave that elephant in the room here. Here's one of my favorites. Here's Jones and Bixler. And Jones and Bixler used the flat, had the flat cut. Again, co-released with Kenton Toys. Louis Bixler was part of both companies. There's a gong, which you can't see in the bottom, and then there's this completely patriotic American star. Again, the valves, again, the floral designs etched throughout. Good looking vent cutouts. And then, you know, your driver, your typical straight up steering wheel. And then this is a weird variation, but they put the hook really high in the boiler when they riveted it. Later, they put them, well, I shouldn't say later. At other times, they would put it down lower. And it has a separate rear helper driver. And finally, our buddy got us this one. And again, thank you for the collectors that have lent this to us. I really appreciate being able to go over it. Jason and Mark, I appreciate it. White painted boiler, gold top, beautiful star, but the length of it is way up there. We're sitting a little bit above this 13-inch, so it's probably about a 14-inch toy. Separate rear passenger to help out. Driver, I think the driver is a later period replacement, but that's okay, it looks good. And on it, again, your dial and your whistle detailing. Okay, so we'll do some close-ups. All right, there you have it. You get Kenton, you got Jones and Bixler, you get nickel grills from the 30s, you get kind of blockier from the turn of the century, and you can see how there are different flights within the same years. Medium, small, larger. But then when you get towards the late 30s, when the company's running out of steam and the war effort's coming, they got small, they got efficient, and they got, well, cheaper Depression era price point. But back in the day, the old timers did it right. They got a labor of love. You can just tell there's a lot of work that went into this. And the economics for shipping were probably absolutely terrible. And they broke and they fractured. So when you got the smaller size, you got a sturdier toy. Hey, have a great day, okay? Be sure to like, be sure to check us out on the web at AntiqueToys.com. And we're always buying collections of cast iron, so toys at AntiqueToys.com. And then finally, check out our t-shirts. They are a great way to enjoy the hobby, to support us, have some fun, and there will be a link below to check out. Have a great day. Cheers from Ed over at Antique Toys. Take care.